Now, in this lesson on 7.8, we're going to factor a trinomial. And since, again, the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c, since our a term now is a 3, we have to think of other possibilities than just a c and the c in that first place. So it's in standard form. There are no common factors. So actually C, our A term, is 3, which is prime. So that doesn't give us a lot of choices. So this is going to be a 3C and a C. Now as we guess and check, we're thinking of 8. Now we can put an 8 there and a 1 there. That would be 25 or something, so that's not good. Now we could put a 4 there and a 2 there. Now this would be 12 and 2. That's 14, so that's not going to work. So I'm going to take my eraser and then try something else. How about if I put a 4 there and a 2 there? Now this is going to be 6 and 4 is 10. So that's not good. So I take my eraser again and say, what can I do here? Some of you may have seen it already. How about if we put an 8 there and a 1 there? These are all going to be pluses. So when I FOIL this, my outers are 3, my inners are 8. That adds up to 11, so I finally have it. All right, let's put that into the system. So putting that into the system and checking it, we have that one right. Now, before we go on, I think it might be a good time to look at the box method again. Again, I don't feature that often, but we'll take a look at it. Now, we said for doing this, we put this first term here, 3c squared, and this term here, 8. Now, we're looking for things to put here. Now, when we multiply the 3 times 8, we get 24. That would be our A times C, our AC. And then we divide this into its prime factorizations. And we're now looking for factors that would add up to 11. And again, we're thinking about this. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. We could have an 8 here, and then a 3 there. 8 times 3. And we have to put C's here as well. Now, what can we factor out of this column horizontally? The only thing we can factor out is a C. What can we factor out of this column horizontally? The only thing we can factor is a 1. And this would be, in a sense, a plus between them. Now, what can we factor out of this column vertically? Well, a 3C. And out of this column, we could factor out an 8. So our factors then would be C plus 1 along the side and 3C plus 8 along the top. And that's what we have. So again, we're thinking of guess and check, and then we're thinking of the box method, where we put the first term here, the last term there, multiply the A times the C, A times the C, get 24, get the factors, and then figure it out. Now, both of these take time. There is a kind of guess and check throughout. All right, let's go on. Now, for this one, again, our AC method could be used, but let's try the guess and check. It's in standard form. There are no common factors. Now, as we look at our A term, and again, you have to think about this a little bit. Our A term is prime, so this is going to be a 5x and an x. Now, we could put the last term, the C term, is prime also. So we could put the 5 here and the 1 there, or the 5 there and the 1 there. I like this arrangement because I see as I do my outers, I'm going to get a 25. As I do my inners, I'm going to get a 1, and that adds up to a 26. So this one was sort of easy. And then you FOIL it, and it checks. Put that into our answer box and check it. And that was a good one. All right, let's go on. Now remember, you can try these on your own first if you like. All right, let's take a look at this one. Again, inspection is part of the process. So 8, no common factors, it's in standard form. 2 sets of parentheses. So what do we know? Well, we know there's going to be a z there and a z there. Now this A term, 8, could be an 8 and a 1, but there's only a 10 in the middle. So I think it's going to be more a 4 and a 2. Again, I'm doing guess and check. Now, I can look at my C term, and that looks like it's prime. So I could put a 7 there. That would give me a 28, so that's not a good spot. So I'm going to try the 7 there and the 1 there. I think I see it now. When I do my outers, I get a 4. When I do my inners, I get a 14. 14 minus 4 is 10. Now I just have to figure the signs. So I need a negative 10. So this combination, negative 7 times 2, gives me a negative 14. And then my outers, this needs to be a plus. And you FOIL it to check it. And that's the solution. I've put that in the answer box and I check my answer. And I have that right. All right, we'll do one more just to get some practice here. Now, in this case, after inspection, I see I have a common factor here of 2w. So this will now become 3w squared plus 4w minus 4. And again, you can distribute to be sure you've done that correctly. So 2w, 2 sets of parentheses, and you know here that this has to be 3w, and W. 3 is prime. Now, if I put a 4 there and a 1 there, this is going to be a 12 and a 1, 11. No, that's not going to work. And I could put the 4 there and the 1 there. That would only give me a difference of 1. So let's try a 2 there and a 2 there. And again, this is guess and check. Now, this outers will be a 6W. Our inners a 2W, and the difference is 4. Now I need my middle term to be positive, so my outers would be a positive. My inners will be a negative. And when I FOIL that, I get this, and that looks like the answer. So I will put that in the system. All right, putting that into the system, I check my answer, and I have that one right. Okay, I did 4 of the possible 7 in practice to give you an idea, and hopefully this is helpful. We don't want to make these too long.